Hi, it's David again. It's the 18th Sunday, and this particular video I kind of wanted to go a little bit into hypocrisy. I think again that the Mormon Church has a tendency, and most cults have a tendency to scream and pele ale themselves and chant, "We love you, we love all men, we're a cult of love." Everybody wants to join that kind of a cult. It's how they express that love that we all become concerned with. David Koresh and Waco, and some of the things that have gone on when cults say they love you. Just make sure you give us your money. It's very similar with the Mormon Church. We love you, but you can't do anything. You can't bless a baby. You can't go to the temple. You can't get married in the temple. You can't hold any kind of a job or position unless you give us your money. And how that love is expressed is where a cult generally will start to break down in a person's mind. When I married the first time, I mentioned this. I hope I'm going over a couple of things I've already said, but I married Janice, and she was pretty much what you see is what you get with Janice. She wasn't a hypocrite until we got divorced, and then of course she withheld the kids from me and wouldn't talk to me. She made my children call me David. They weren't allowed to say the word Dad. They must call me David, and my kids did that into their 30s, and that was just me, just typical Mormon retaliation, revenge. And I married then Janet, my second wife, and she was my high school sweetheart. And with Janet, you didn't quite get what you see is what you get. Janet and I dated in junior high and high school, and she became wild in junior high and high school. And Janet was involved in at least 2 abortions that I know of, maybe more. She had a boyfriend down at UCLA in Los Angeles, Tim, who she dated, and Tim was quite a bit older than Janet was, maybe 5 or 6 years. Got her pregnant 2 or 3 times, and flew her to Mexico for the abortions. And Janet wasn't quite what you see is what you get. She verbalized being a good person, but she was so introverted and self-conscious that she couldn't hold a job. She couldn't really do much in life at all. And when I went to Ojai to drive a bus there, I took some kids from the college to Disneyland. I picked Janet up there and asked her if she wanted to come back to BYU and live with me, and she said yeah. And then it was her idea. She wanted to take the Mormon lessons. She wanted to see what the Mormon Church was all about. And she was a 1 or 2 pack a day smoker. She worked at the Ojai bowling alley, serving cocktails and drinking, and again had boyfriends before I married her, after high school. And again, what you see with Janet was not what you got. She was married to Mr. Jacobson, Chuck, I guess his name was Chuck Jacobson, and they conceived Monica, and Chuck left before Monica was ever even born. There's a quality guy. So Janet joined the Mormon Church, and then she started putting all kinds of demands upon me. And I'm supposed to wear my garments, I'm supposed to teach my lessons and things, and so I had to kind of conform to live in peace with Janet, because she was a little bit fanatical. And again, she's one of those people that would draw to a cult or to a Mormon Church because she didn't have a lot of self-confidence. I remember she spoke perfect French in 8th grade, and when she was asked to get up in front of the class to speak, she refused. The teacher gave her a D because she wouldn't stand up and speak French in front of everyone, and she spoke it like an A student. So she's extremely shy, extremely reserved, and everyone's looking at her, everyone hates her. Very beautiful girl. and very intelligent girl. Janet was smart, but couldn't apply it. She didn't go to school, and she read a little bit. But be that as it may, what you saw with Janet is not what you got. And the way she started treating me with the kids, I started to see the Mormon twist that is very similar to the Chinese who smile and do this when you're talking to them, and it means nothing. They turn around and steal and rob you in the back. It's just part of their culture. Well, Janet was a little bit like that too. And I know Rachel doesn't like me saying these things about her mother, but Jeannie was her mother too, and the truth is the truth. You don't like to watch it, turn it off. And truth is a defense for libel now too, isn't it? So, when I was struggling with Jeannie, I married Jeannie, and I had 5 kids. Court gave me those kids, and I began to press Janet for child support, just like all the other women pressed me for child support. Well, she couldn't hold a job, and her husband, at the time, he didn't want to pay his money for child support. She tried to work, couldn't hold a job, and the DA in Ventura was all over her in Oregon, I think it was. So Jeannie and I talked about having the kids adopted, and I contacted Janet, and she said, gee, that's a great idea because I don't have to pay child support. So she gave her kids up for adoption. Gee, I guess that's kind of Mormon. I don't know. They say one thing, oh, I love children, oh, my children are my life, children, oh, I would die for my children. But you know what? I'm not going to pay child support for them. And sign them over for adoption. So a lot of my disillusionment has come from knowing members of the Mormon Church. The things they say are wonderful. Everyone would want to be a Mormon. But the way they have selective enforcement and their policies and procedures, the good words are a cover-up for a money-minded cult where the authorities don't want to work. Hinckley never had a job. I think he worked for the railroad for 6 months when he was 19. He lived off the church his whole life, and the rest of these old guys do. And of course, people say, oh, they're all independently wealthy. If they were, why are they getting a 6-figure income? So, in breaking away, it was step by step, crack by crack, but the people were not what they said they were. And I didn't fit into that. I didn't fit into that, and I was happy to get out, and I've never been happier since that I can sit on my balcony and patio and record and talk. Everyone else is, it's Sunday, everyone else is in church sitting on those hard benches and listening to stupid stuff that's boring, and most of it's not true. So I'm going to go ahead and end this one too. I'll come back and I'll pick up with Jeannie, and is Jeannie the woman that she portrayed that she is, and the way she portrays herself now? That could be interesting. I'll be back.